Oh, hi everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of Cartoon Karting. We are going to be racing around various racetracks throughout this season or championship, and causing carnage everywhere we go. Take a moment to check out all of the links that are going to be spammed at you by the bot in chat, including places you can support us, social links, sponsor information. Big thank you to Mage Hand Press and Bird in the Storm Publishing who make this all possible. And also we've got some websites over there as well where you can get some 10 to 15% discounts using our special codes. Take a moment as well to read the donations around me. These ones are the same for all the games. These ones are specific to race games, so check them out, and if you take your fancy, let's get some donations in and cause some real craziness. Let's go around and say hello to everyone. We'll go around, we'll talk about who you are, what your character sentence is, what that means in terms of a cartoon race driver, and what their car looks like. Let's go anti-clockwise. Let's start with Justin at Mage Hand Press. Oh, hi.
Oh, hi. So I'm Justin with Mage Hand Press. I'm the community director, and, we made Dark Matter. They've played a couple seasons here of it. I think it's fun, and they're about to play some sweet cowboy action on Wednesday? Thursday. My bad. And I'm playing Oogie the Turtle, which you might have remembered from 2 seasons ago when I was on One Shot. He is a spiritual adept who speaks for the land. He is very old, and, sometimes he finds his way off the track because he didn't remember he was racing.
I love that. I love it. Next round, let's go to Kentucky Hawkeye.
Greetings, everyone. Robert, otherwise known as Kentucky Hawkeye, KY Hawkeye here. My character is going to be Don O'Rubison. He's an intelligent adept that throws with deadly accuracy. I'll be driving the Diet Water pill-powered mortar and pestle. Yes, this car is shaped like a mortar and pestle. I'm going to be driving, representing the professionals racing league, all of us professionals that like to race as well, to show these NASCAR people that we can do it as well.
Fantastic. Next round, we have Wild Engineer. Oh, hi, Wild.
Hi. Yes, I'm Wild Engineer. Today I am playing Sir Dandy. He is a clever aristocrat who fights dirty. And he is in the Bespoke Mobile, which pretty much looks like a corset on wheels.
Was that Corset or Corvette?
Corset.
Corset. Got it. We heard it right the first time. Fantastic. Thank you. Also, thank you very much to Michael Wayne, who gives a re-roll to Kentucky Hawkeye. Last but most certainly not least around the table. He said most certainly least. That's not right. Hi, Kylie, or Stonefly Kai.
Hey, I am Kylie, Stonefly Kai, and I'm playing Wanda, who is a brash adept, and she controls beasts, so she has a pet vulture that's going to be playing with us, named Mortimer, and you guys named him today on Twitter, so.
And did we get everyone's cars? I remember the Pestle and Mortar and the Corset, yeah.
Sorry, I'm just driving like a black convertible Corvette kind of thing, and my bird sits in my passenger seat.
Okay, perfect. Well, let's look at some of the other races you'll be racing with. Some of you may remember some of these from the Cypher system one-shot we did last season in the Cypher seminars. Sitting at the back of the pits, rather than working on their car, they're sharing an ale. It's the Beer Brothers in their bean-boozled overturned tankard. They don't look like they're doing much work to it, and in fact that's because there's not much work to do on it. It is a cardboard cutout that they run in. Next up the track we have Fiona, the femme fatale, in her Italian hot rod. She is working on the car actually. She's in a full I've forgotten what they're called, and I used to wear one all the time. Boiler suit, that's it. Racing boiler suit. She's getting in there and getting greasy. There's no mussing about in this pit. And further up, we also have some other racers on the track, but we'll meet them as we go round, I think. Why don't we all line up on the pits? Before we go, should we do a pit run? Would you guys like to walk the track?
Probably wouldn't be a bad idea. We can check to see if there's any corners that are going to be trickier than others.
Gotta check for all them watt spots. Can't be slipping on water here.
Okay. Well, the first thing you'll notice is that these pits aren't normal pits. You are in a bus depot. Where all of your equipment has been brought along. The bus depot has a long road which leads to the main airport building. But before you get to the airport building, there is a diversion and a ramp which takes you onto the monorail track. The monorail track runs around the airport building and goes across the main runway where there is a ramp leading down onto the main runway. Then you've got some airport hangars to weave in and out of before coming back round onto the main road towards the bus shelter. They intend there to be, I think, 3 or 4 laps. They'll see how many people are left. Would any of you like to take any actions at this stage?
Oogie's going to start planting something at the beginning of the racetrack.
And when you say planting, I'm assuming you don't mean like a bomb. You mean like digging up some turf and literally planting?
Yeah, I'm planting some seeds because he currently doesn't have a cart.
Great.
Yeah, Sir Dandy is going to snootily look at what everyone is wearing. Like,
Well, you see, I only have the finest in white lab coats right here. I hope that fits in for you.
Wanda is wearing a black race car suit kind of outfit, and it has like this white boa that goes around it to match her vultures, like white feathers. But she's putting on big sunglasses and putting on lipstick. She really could be concerned less with you guys.
And in the back of the Diet Water Pill Power Mortar and Pestle Special, my pharmacy technician Irene Otikian is already in the hood formulating all of our fuel additives and some of the stuff I'm going to be used to possibly help facilitate things in the race, and some of them you might come in contact with if necessary. I'll warn you ahead of time.
Oogie, don't you think you should be planting those seeds maybe elsewhere?
Where are we?
On the track.
Oh yes. This is my
I
car.
believe you're right there at the beginning of the straightaway.
Yeah, this is my car.
I'm pretty sure that I'm gonna burn out on those plants if you don't move them.
It'll move in a second. And he taps the seeds that he's planted in the ground, and it starts sprouting up, and these vines and flowers form into this race car that is just absolutely ridiculous and not aerodynamic whatsoever.
Oogie, you really don't need to show off.
Showing up, I needed a car.
how disgusting. You didn't even wash your hands.
Hey, Irene, you remember that formula for making Roundup?
So, seeing Oogie's car on the track, the other NPCs start wheeling their cars out onto the track as well. There's almost certainly a cart there that looks somewhat like a haunted house, and definitely a few logs put together to make some kind of custom vehicle. And it's time to line up for the start. We won't do positions on the pole. We will determine that from the start of the race. So, as everyone goes quiet for the start of the race, everyone get ready on your initiative buttons. As the lights are red, amber, green, Okay.
Ooh, I think that means I go first.
Looks like you're in the front row, if not the pole position.
So, I forgot how much notepad I'm going to need for this. Great. Yeah, let's carry on. So we have got the haunted house is right up there next to you. We'll learn their name in just a moment. And then you are in second place there, Wanda, on the starting line. As you guys both tear away through the crowd and tear into this onto this bus lane, this just dual carriageway bus lane. They haven't actually stopped the buses running today, so we'll need to watch out for them on the way round. Behind Wanda and the haunted house car, we have this boiler-driven log car. This I suppose chugabug, for want of a better word. And then closely followed by Oogie the Turtle. Oogie is off to a roaring start in his flower car.
Never underestimate flower power.
All that vegetable oil. The Pestle Immortal car is behind the flower car, bringing up the middle of the group. Let's see. The Bear Brothers are jogging along at the very back of the pack. They're just running together, swaying slightly at the back. However, they are ahead of both Dandy and the femme fatale Fiona. So Dandy, we leave it to you. Was there a tie-up, or do you both have some sort of engine trouble?
Oh, I just don't want to get dirty.
Well, if that's the case, you better get near the front, because you're going to be eating all of our exhaust and tire rubber.
So, here's how things are going to work. If you want to close a gap between you and the racer in front, it's going to be a speed check. We'll decide the difficulty depending on how difficult the racer is. If you want to overtake someone, it's going to be a speed check. And if you want to create a distance between you and the person behind, it will be a speed check. Unless you have ways of making it not a speed check. For example, if you'd like to close the distance between you and the driver in front by slowing them down somehow, perhaps it could be a might check or an intellect check. We'll see on what kind of abilities and what kind of cars you have built today. And we will start at the front of the race. So the Haunted House Terror car at the front here is racing just ahead of you, Wanda. There's not enough there to be a gap between you. It's they're just slightly ahead of you, and they are using they're trying to create distance. They're going to try and create distance. You see these large dragon wings come out of the top of the car and start like breaststroking the car forward.
Can I try to do something kind of at the same time?
Of course.
Okay, I would like to try to distort the driver's vision and make it dark for him.
Okay. And how is this going to look?
Mortimer is going to fly in front of them. Mortimer, why don't you go cover his vision? And he's going to like wrap his wings around the driver's face.
Okay. Now, in the Cypher system, you're only allowed one action per turn. So we're trying to slow this person down by obscuring their vision. As Mortimer wraps around the front of the car, you just hear from inside, "Hey, I'm trying to drive here." However, they don't slow down. They keep their pedal to the metal. They just sort of are slowly drifting off the track. We'll see what happens next time on the way round. So Wanda stays along at a regular pace. Behind Wanda, we have this chugabug going along. They're throwing wood on the fire in the boiler and shoveling coal. You've got two young men here throwing stuff into this thing. Well, come on, we gotta go get her. We just gotta put the pedal to the metal, Yogi. And there's a bear at the steering wheel driving as it's trying to build some speed. Can you give me a speed defense roll, please, Wanda?
Sure, how do I do that?
Speed defense is a regular speed roll, unless you have speed defense as a skill you are trained in which case it'd be a little easier.
I don't have that. How do I roll it? Am I being...
On your character sheet, you should see the words might, speed, and intellect.
Oh, just click speed.
Just click speed.
And then the difficulty?
The difficulty, they are reasonably good racers, but they're only difficulty 4.
4. Success?
On a success, you can outmaneuver them. They're still right behind you, but they can't overtake you.
You're gonna have to shovel harder than that because you're still gonna eat my dust.
And the bear sort of like turns around and looks at the man and goes, roar, 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 roar. Just keep driving, come on! And we move further down to the flower power car. Oogie!
It looks like I need a little boost. So I'm going to use the push ability, which says that I can push an object faster, and as sunlight comes down onto these flowers, suddenly sunlight is firing out of the back of the car. It's time for some get up and go, and I just launch myself.
Sure thing. And as the sunlight comes out the back of the car, using a cost of 2, we'll give you 2 assets to use on your speed roll here. And we'll say that you can also make an intellect roll if you would prefer.
I would prefer that. And I do have edge 1, so that means it's 1 less, correct?
Edge is used to when you're spending effort. So you can spend effort to make tasks easier. It costs 3 of your pool to make a task easier, but... what your edge means is whenever you are spending points from your pool, it costs you 1 point less. So, for example, your push ability does not cost 2; it only costs you 1. So you reduce your point pool by 1. And if you want to spend some effort, you can. To get how far was the distance between you and the Chuggabug? It was a little way, wasn't it? It was like
I got a 13 and they got a 15, I think.
Oh, okay, so actually it wasn't that far away. Yeah, sure. So you're right behind them still. You're all quite tightly lined up. So this will be difficulty 4 to overtake.
Difficulty 4, and you said I get 2 assets for the push?
Yep, so we'll make it difficulty 2.
Okay, that's what that means. Alrighty. So let's see here. Effort, no effort. Success!
And you can hear so. God damn it, Yogi! You start shoveling. I'm driving. And so behind the flower car, we have the pestle and mortar car. Don, you see Oogie just go tearing past these lumberjacks who are trying to overtake Wanda. Oogie's now chasing Wanda down. What's Don doing?
Well, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna reach and open one of the drawers and pull out one of these little bottles of under-the-tongue nitroglycerin tablets. I'm gonna take a couple out and pop them into the chute to go into the engine, and I'm gonna use the far step ability to really move forward and get ahead of all of this lap traffic.
Ooh. Okay, can you? I
mean, when we talk nitro burning, we're talking nitro.
Can you pop that ability for us in the chat?
Yep. Let's see, come on.
Oh my.
Oh, did I hit it twice?
No, you're good. I can see it. Anyway, choosing a long range if you have a clear and unobstructed path to that location. Okay, so that again, I think we'll do exactly the same ruling as before. Mm-hmm. The only obstruction in front of you is these lumberjacks and Oogie. So we'll give you another difficulty 4 check. You can use intellect or speed, and we'll give you 2 assets. So it'll only be difficulty 2.
All right, so we'll go intellect here, and I have edge of 1, so that will only cost me one out of my pool then instead of 2.
That will only cost you 1 out of your pool. Yeah.
Okay. All right, so let's do a little rolling here. Difficulty here. What do I?
2.
I put 2. Okay. I want to make sure I did this right the first time.
It'll ask you if you want to spend any effort. Probably not, but if you do want to,
No.
it'll be
No effort at this time. So.
fantastic.
Alrighty.
So you can easily pass the lumberjacks as you and Oogie, both using these special abilities, go herring forwards. We're going to need to so that the Chuggabug goes all the way down. Then we come back to the finish line. So Dandy, what's going on? You haven't got away yet.
Oh, I guess I'll just have to try and start actually driving.
You just hadn't done anything yet, right? You just
No. I'm just gently easing my foot on the pedal. Just can't follow with this.
Okay, so as you start accelerating away, would you like to try and close the distance between you and the lumberjack Chuggabug?
Yeah, just close the distance.
Sure, because obviously there is a fair distance between you. So they are a difficulty 4 opponent, so that'll be a difficulty 4 speed check, unless you have an ability that will make it something else.
I do not believe I do.
Okay.
So if you go to 12. Did that not go through?
No, it might have brought a pop-up up behind the screen. It should ask you for difficulty and then edge. There we go. You put in 4 effort?
I didn't mean to. Oh, that's why. I guess I did.
If you want to do the 4 effort, you can. It will cost you 9 points of your speed pool.
What is it without the 4?
You rolled a 12, which beats a difficulty 4 anyway, so
Okay.
might as well not use it. Just be aware in future, you have to discern how much effort you put in before you roll. Otherwise it takes away that gambling.
Forgot that there were 2 pop-ups. Right?
That's okay. That's absolutely fine. So on a difficulty 4 speed success roll, the Chuggabugs now, they're just basically fighting each other. But we've forgotten someone. We've forgotten the Beer Brothers. Where are they? They've taken a quick pit stop. It would seem that Larry Brother needs to get out and go and get rid of some excess, if we know what we're saying. He's sort of leaning over the side of the track. And Barry's sort of looking over, thick German accent, asking him what's going on.
He's got to drain that radiator real quick.
So let's see. You hair away. You close up the distance, leaving a distance between you and the Femme Fiel Fiona. Fiona is going to try and close that distance. So she will be also trying to roll a. She'll be trying to beat a difficulty 4 speed check as well. But I'm a GM in this game, and the GM doesn't roll in this game. So Dandy, this will be a speed defense roll to see how well you can tear away from her.
Is this difficulty 4 again? Or?
Difficulty 4 again, yes.
4. She's not using any tricks on me, right?
She's not using any tricks at all at the moment. She's the only person who's used a trick so far is the haunted house car.
Okay.
Oh, wow. Okay, so you get a major effect from this. The major effect. Oh, do you have a major effect suggestion? Welcome, Gratuitous RP. Welcome. Thank you for the raid. Gratuitous. There we go.
Yes, I guess my major effect could be I drop my glove behind me and they slip on it.
Yeah, totally. Because they were having engine trouble anyway, so they've hopped out, realized they hadn't finished lining up the points or something. They hop out, they grab a ratchet around it, they jump back in, they start driving. Your glove lands right on the radiator and gets sucked in, and you hear a... and the Femme Fatale Fiona slows down at the side of the road.
Such a pity.
The Beard Brothers are going again. They're ahead of the Femme Fatale. They're going to be trying to catch up to Sir Dandy now. So Sir Dandy, you've got the Beard Brothers running after you. All movement actions are harder for the Beard Brothers because they're drunk and running while the rest of you are driving. So to try and catch up with you, they need to make a... can you make a difficulty 2 speed defense task?
Difficulty 2. Just enough.
Yeah. Surprisingly, they are keeping up quite well, despite being quite drunk as they run. That is our first turn. How are we all feeling? Have we all got the premise okay? Is everyone cool with how this works?
Yep. I think I get the idea.
Great. In that case, we come back up to the front of the line, and the haunted house didn't slow down at all. They've kept pounding away at the accelerator, and unfortunately, there's a bus coming, which will increase the difficulty of their, or decrease the difficulty of Wanda of your attack as we put it into effect this round. Could you please give me an intellect roll, difficulty 4, to successfully slow them down so you can overtake?
Failure.
Oh, on a nat 1 in this system, I get a free GM intrusion. Now, I can impose a GM intrusion on you at any time. I simply offer you an XP, and an XP to give to your friend, and I can intrude on you if you accept. However, when you roll a nat 1, I get one for free. So, my GM intrusion, I think, is Mortimer being a bird of death. There's a whole bunch of vultures that come out of the haunted house, and they all start talking to Mortimer with many shrugging shoulders, and Mortimer joins them inside the haunted house. Not permanently, it looks like he's just gone in for tea.
Mortimer, what are you doing? Pesky bird.
Ah, that was so close. I could have hit that bus. And the wings carry on breaststroking up the track, increasing the speed gradually. And so the haunted house car is the first car to dive up this ramp onto the monorail track. Wanda, you are still directly behind, though.
I want to try to make, I want to try to close the gap. Or overtake them. I don't know how close I am.
You could probably try and overtake. There wasn't a great distance between you. That last attempt didn't work so well, but we can try another way.
Can I? Okay, yeah. I'd like to just try to drive around them this time.
Sure thing. They're one of the better racers on the track, so it's going to be a difficulty 5 speed check to get around them.
Can I put effort into it?
You can indeed. One of the things I like to do for this system, because this is essentially a series of one-shots, is effort schmeffort. You can put in as much effort as you like at any time. However, this does mean that your pools will deplete much faster.
I want to put 2 in.
Sure thing. Okay, yeah, so with that roll with the extra 2 effort, you reduce your speed pool by 5, but you can, as they are avoiding this bus and going up this ramp onto the monorail track, you just have more speed. How does it look like? How do you overtake them?
I just want to speed by, and I want to lift up my sunglasses and be like, I sure hope you don't bite the dust, if you get what I'm saying. And I go past him.
And they are just sort of like looking out the window like, hey! As Wanda takes the lead. Wanda in pole position. Next, we have the Flower Power car. Flower Power car, you can see the haunted house, and Wanda have both made it onto the monorail, and Wanda is now in the lead.
Well, Oogie remembers he kind of forgets the racetrack as it's supposed to be and remembers what it was about 30, 40 years ago when he first started racing, and he takes a different path.
Sure thing! So perhaps you avoid the ramp altogether? What kind of role do you think this would be?
This sounds like navigation to me. So I would think either some sort of, wilderness survival or navigation skill.
Sure. And do you have navigation as a skill?
I do. I didn't finish adding all of my skills to this, but that was one of them that was kind of from the Speaks with the Land that would have fit.
Fantastic. Well, if you're trained in that, that'll make the difficulty one step easier. If you have it already in as a skill, you don't need to worry about. Have you got it on your character sheet right now?
I just added it.
Fantastic. In that case, you can roll that. We'll make this difficulty beating the haunted house car. So make it difficulty 5 for how effective your shortcut is.
Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and use some effort. I'm going to use 2 effort.
Sure thing. Fantastic. So with you had a pretty good roll anyway, and with the effort as well, you breeze by. You remember an old track back when this was an official racetrack. And by avoiding the ramp onto the monorail, which is honestly a gimmick that they must be using to try and bring in more audience with more danger, you instead go round under the ramp and onto this old racetrack that is in pretty good nick. And you're finding it pretty easy going of it. And Oogie has unlocked an alternate route, not just for himself, but for anyone behind him.
Silly kids, this is the way you're supposed to go. Who uses ramps?
Behind the Flower Power car, we have the Pestle and Mortar car.
Okay, well, haven't seen what he's done, but not sure if that's really officially in the rules being able to do that or not. I'm going to go ahead and go up the ramp just to play it safe until I hear from my pit crew otherwise. So I'm going to try to catch up to the haunted vehicle up ahead of me.
Sure thing. And how would you like to do that? Would you like to do it over speed again? You can try and just... You got right up close to them. There's not been enough chance for the people in the front of the pack to build distance yet. There's plenty of distance at the back where Sir Dandy's built distance.
I think I'll just go speed for now. I don't want to use up all of my drug inventory at one time.
Of course, of course. So why don't you give us that speed check?
Okay. Difficulty...
The haunted house car, they're supposed to be a pretty good racer. They're not feeling it at the minute. It's difficulty 5.
Difficulty 5, okay. Alright, here we go. Alright. We still got some nitro burning in that engine.
I'm not sure if this character sheet's working properly. Because it looks to me like you rolled a 13, which beats difficulty 4. But it's still saying a success. Does that look right to everyone?
That's what it says.
I mean, on the bottom it says 13 beats 4, but it says difficulty 5 final equals 5, so is there a modifier?
I don't know. Did you use a skill or something?
I've got the precision, but I don't know if that does anything. That says just 2 additional damage with attacks I roll. Is that adding to it?
No, it shouldn't be. I think the dice roll is broken. So what happened was, before we started this season, we had a perfectly good Cypher system character sheet that we like to use, and they jacked it in. They got rid of it. So we've had to use this new one, and it looks like they've not quite worked out all the bugs yet. So I don't think I've seen, the only one so far that said fail was the GM intrusion. Every other roll has said success. So we'll ignore the word success for now, and we'll just use the numbers. So 13 beats difficulty 4. You're putting a lot of effort in, but you're not quite able to overtake the haunted house car.
But we're closing.
Oh, you're very close. Very close indeed.
I'm slipstreaming behind him right now, so I can take him on the next turn.
Let's see. Behind you, the flower power car, there is, of course, the Chuggabug. The Chuggabug is gonna try and overtake you again. They're trying to figure things out. They're going for they're gonna try and use one of their special abilities. They've put a harness on the bear Yogi, and Yogi's gonna start running ahead of the cart to try and give them some extra speed. This is one of their special abilities. Reduces the difficulty of increases the difficulty to defend by 1. As the car ahead, Pestilent Mortar Car, please can you make me a difficulty 5 speed defense roll, unless you can give me another valid way of defending.
Who?
Sorry, Don Rubicon.
Oh. Okay, I do have Ward, which has Shield of Energy around you at all times. It helps deflect attacks. You gain +1 to armor. Would that give me some protection on this?
That's not going to help you yet, but I feel like it might in a couple of rounds' time.
Maybe later. Okay. Well, I could fire back. I've got something I can use to help slow them down a touch. I'll look back I got the special ability Shatter. I'll load it there for you. In the form of Irene's got this little triggering mechanism that you can do from the IV hood, and she can shoot out 12 gauge IV needles at their tires to puncture their tires and slow them down just a touch.
Ooh. Fantastic. Okay, we will say that this shatter thing, you're gonna, as you try and shatter their part of their car or the road ahead of them.
Yeah. Shatter the tires.
Shatter the tires. Yeah, that will make this defense roll 2 steps easier. Why don't you give us instead of a difficulty 5 defense, a difficulty 3 speed defense, or as that's an intellect ability, you can also use intellect.
Okay, I will use hang on, let me cancel that. I will use intellect. Difficulty 3.
Difficulty 3.
Okay. Oh, looks like she missed.
Indeed. The shatter goes off, but unfortunately they don't have tires on their wheels. They've just got buzzsaw blades. So the tires don't shatter. They continue to roll on, and the Chuggabug manages to take a place back from you, Don.
All right, we'll catch them on the next time around. I guess those buzzsaws just chewed right through the metal of those aluminum needles and all that, so we'll just have to come up with something better next time.
Looking in my rearview mirror, I'm gonna be like, looks like he was very bad at that.
Sounds like the puns are gonna get grisly around here.
I guess with these vehicles, we should have saw that coming. Sir Dandy, you see Donna Rubison ahead. He's just been overtaken by the Chuggabug, whom you had closed the distance with. So you have now closed the distance with Don instead.
Ooh. Am I able to encourage my own car?
I don't see why not. What kind of car? Your car was literally like a corset, right? That's
yeah.
How would you encourage your car?
I'm trying to figure out.
Tight?
So it's like, no, certainly you've got more power in you. I have cinched you nice and tight.
No, I won't say it. I won't say it.
So you try and encourage your car along. Is this a special ability you have, or is this just something you'd like to do to make your next turn easier? Oh, it is a special ability. Yeah. Okay, yeah. So this makes your attack one step easier. This is the first time we're going to have a PvP overtake. So what we do is we both roll difficulty 0. So Dandy, whichever one yours beats, we increase 1 to it because of your ability, and whoever comes out on top comes out on top.
This is speed.
Or intellect, as you've used an intellect ability.
And use intellect.
Okay. Do I use intellect in defense, or do I have to use speed?
Since they are using intellect to attack, I think you can use intellect in defense as well. That seems only fair. Also, you have a re-rolled on.
Yeah, I know. So difficulty 0?
Yeah, difficulty 0.
Okay.
So far trying to beat difficulty 2, difficulty 3. So as Sir Dandy comes up behind, tries to overtake, how does this look, Don? How do you defend against this well-encouraged corset coming up your rear?
Well, as I see it coming up here, I quickly tell Irene to make some Dakin solution. It's a bleach solution that we use to irrigate wounds with, and I fire a whole bunch of bleach that causes all of his colors to run.
Oh, how dare you, sir?
Hey, if his colors are running, doesn't he go faster?
More horsepower. So the Beer Brothers look at the ramp, and there's wachsen wir in die Luft? Nein, Oogie, nah. They pick up the thing and start running again with their cardboard cutout tankard. However, they're doing a good show of it. They're looking fairly fit, but we'll see how they fare in a couple of turns. They're not going to do anything at the moment. They're just maintaining. They're going to take the shortcut with Oogie. At the back, we have Femme Fatale Fiona, who has stopped to repair her car. So Dandy, can you please make me a No, you threw a glove. I feel like that's a ranged attack, so maybe speed. Make me a speed roll just to see how they do. Their difficulty is 4.
With difficulty 4?
Yeah, so if you beat difficulty 4, they won't be able to repair their car.
I rolled an 8.
You rolled an 8. So they quickly get in. They manage to pry the glove out of the fan, and the fan starts moving again. And Femme Fatale Fiona starts moving. However, they are a long way even from the ramp. They're nearly back at the start line. They've got a lot of work to do to try and bring this race back. Now we're going to have an intervention for everyone on the monorail. I offer everyone on the monorail a GM intrusion. This will gift you 1 XP each.
Yeah. What does that mean? I get a...
Well, if we all accept, we all get 1 XP, except for Oogie, who is not on the monorail. Oogie, taking the safe course. So
we'll give it a whirl. Let's see what happens.
Fantastic.
The crew chiefs told me to take it, so I will.
I'm too far back for that monorail, right?
Well, no, you were competing with Don. You must have. Yeah.
Yeah, we're both on the monorail then.
Wonderful.
The intrusion is that they didn't stop the buses. They didn't stop the monorail either. The monorail is hurtling towards all of you. I need a difficulty 6 speed defense roll to dodge out of the way.
Now, is this where my ward could come in handy?
It will do it just You can use it,
Or-
yes, because you are likely to take damage. So the ward will help you reduce the amount of damage you take, and if
Okay.
you fail the speed defense roll, you will almost certainly take some damage. Thank you
Okay.
very much, Raiders. Welcome in, Legends of Avantris. It's a pleasure to have you.
Hey.
Okay, so speed 6.
An effort we can use from any pool, or has to be from the speed pool?
Has to be from the speed pool.
Kitty.
I love that you said that in character.
Oh my.
I hope that's enough.
Yeah, no, it says it's still doing that success thing. I think this is broken because 17 is only enough to beat a difficulty 5. So you can pop your ward and you'll take, what was it, 1 less damage?
1 less, yeah.
Okay, so now
Oh, there you go.
in this game, you are all invincible. You do not die. Your damage tracks relate to your cars and their conditions. So impaired means your car is finding everything hard work and everything becomes 1 step harder. And the next track, which I definitely remember, is debilitated, which means your car can't go anymore. And then if it still takes damage, you can end up having it explode, like, you know, all good old video games. So this car will be coming along to do 7 points of damage to you all, for those that failed. Let's see. So we've
And I
got...
did use the effort. So.
Okay, let's have a look here. Let's have a look. So we'll go through one at a time. We've got Don there. Don's rolled a 17, which beats difficulty 5. Unfortunately, that's not enough, so there will be 7 damage. But you have this ward spell, right?
Right. So it only goes down to 6.
So you only lose 6. You lose HP from your might pool first. So your might pool will be the first one to go down.
Okay.
When it hits 0, that's when you become debilitated. So keep an eye on that for us. Next, we have Wanda. Wanda, it said success. It's definitely broken. It's so that you beat difficulty 2 and it's still saying success. It's definitely broken. So on this difficulty 6, unfortunately, you have not beaten it. That means you will take 7 points of damage.
I also have ward.
You can take 1 less.
Okay.
6 points of damage. Again, from your might pool, first of all.
Might.
And let's see, Wild Engineer. Difficulty 6, you've reduced it down to difficulty 3 and rolled a 10, which beats difficulty 3. How does this look? How do you avoid the monorail?
Let's see. I believe I get my cane and I essentially prop it in front of the car and it hops us over the monorail.
Beautiful. Like maybe snag hold of one of the cable car cables. Like, whoop. I'm starting to question exactly what your car is made of, but I love it. So, if you haven't become impaired, this won't have any effect on your racing ability. You will keep the same positions. But essentially, you are closer to becoming impaired. Let's go back to the top of the round as we go round for another round. Wanda, you are up ahead. Behind you, you can see Oogie. If you'd like to try and create... Oh, no, wait. Below you, you can see Oogie driving on a regular racetrack down below.
I'm going to call out to Mortimer. And Mortimer, I think it's about time you drop your bombs. And I'm going to have Mortimer poop on his windshield or poop on his... I don't know, goggles, whatever he's wearing to try to impair his sight.
Certainly, of course. And is this an ability that you have, or is this something that we're making?
Something we're making.
Okay, cool. Do we feel like this would be speed or intellect?
Intellect? Well, I have an animal, the controls beast. Is that part of it?
I don't see why not, yeah.
And I think
makes
that's
sense.
intellect, right? I don't know.
Let's have a little cheeky peek over here.
To be completely honest, I have no idea.
It's all good.
Sorry, there was a pickle emergency. Someone's pooping on my car with bombs.
Yes. Yes. I thought they were one and the same thing.
Bombs.
I thought the pickle emergency and the pooping were linked for a second.
With these bombs dropping, can I respond by using my push ability to return to sender?
We can find out, because it is, of course, going to be an opposed Cypher system roll. Maybe the system wasn't built for this, but it's how we're going to use it. I think you are trained, Wanda, which will make this one step easier for you. But Oogie, using the push ability again, and taking the hit on your intellect, of course.
And I also have a magic training, which might make it even easier for me using a spell to return these back.
Sure thing. That means it'll be 2 steps easier for you. So we'll have some straight rolls against each other. We have an intellect roll from Wanda with 1 step of training. So we'll make it whatever you roll, it will increase what it beats by 1. And Oogie, you will be setting the bar of what we need to beat with your 2 steps of training, essentially, intellect roll. So give us an intellect roll first, Oogie, and let's set the bar. Oogie?
Oh, sorry. And difficulty 0, or?
Yeah, difficulty 0. We'll see what it is, and that will set the difficulty for Wanda to beat. Okay, so that would roll 2 beats difficulty 0, but with 2 steps that would make it difficulty 2. So Wanda, you need to beat difficulty. You need to beat difficulty 2 with your check.
Okay. And I'm not going to put any effort into it.
Very narrowly beats it. So Oogie, as you try and push this away, how does it not quite work? How does this?
So I'm going to try and push away. I'm like, no, thank you. Return to sender. And then as he does it, he accidentally overestimates the reach of his staff and smacks the bomb, causing it to explode.
Just a nice gentle shower of fertilizer for Oogie as they're going forward.
Looks like you needed a little fertilization on that car of yours.
I'm going to use this.
And Oogie, that does make it your turn. Wanda tried to slow you down and succeeded. You've ended up, there's now distance between you and Wanda. So you'll need to make up that distance before you can overtake.
Well, my car's just been covered in fertilizer, so I would like to make it grow. I don't have an ability to represent this, but it just makes sense.
It totally does. It totally does. So we want to create an ability where your car grows. That seems like an intellect defense. Seems like an intellect check for me to try and make it. It seems like culturing plants just feels like an intellectual sort of thing to do, either through empathy or skill. So Wanda, that means we'll have an intellect defense from you to try and maintain the distance, and that will set the bar for Oogie to try and overtake.
So just 0 on intellect?
0 on intellect.
Cool.
Okay, so we've got difficulty 4 to beat Oogie with your intellect check.
Okay, so difficulty 4, all right. And then I'm going to go ahead and put in another 2 effort for that. And going to hit submit. And it looks like I beat, I got a 5, which beats difficulty 1, and I needed to beat
difficulty 2. So unfortunately, that is a fail. You cannot make up the distance as Wanda is rolling away. Maybe this fertilizer isn't quite good quality enough. You might, perhaps as a nature what do you call these people? Naturalist. It sounds
Naturalist.
Naturalist.
Yeah, that sounds. I don't know. That immediately makes me think of naked people. But you're wondering perhaps what Wanda feeds Mortimer.
This fertilizer's full of shit.
Oh crap! It doesn't look like that worked for you.
Great. Well,
So we guano here anymore?
awful.
We're all fired.
Yeah. New cast. Who's in chat? Let's just do something else.
ESPN's canceled the contract. We've got to do a new show.
So behind Oogie, the haunted house car is still plugging away.
Sorry.
The haunted house car is going to try and overtake you, Oogie, as you weren't able to create any distance. So they are going to try and overtake. They're going to just use their speed to try and overtake for the moment. Please make me a difficulty 5 speed defense roll.
No, I'm gonna try and tangle them up with entangling force.
That will make it only difficulty 4 to beat.
Okay. So as plants start growing around them, I will make this roll. Difficulty 4, and I'm going to use 3 effort. So that's, 9 points?
Yeah, 9 points.
Mhm.
How's your intellect looking?
Well, this was a speed defense, correct?
Oh, yes, it is speed defense. You're quite right.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, 14 beats difficulty 4. And with all that effort as well, you easily stop them from catching up to you. And they are quite stumped.
As some vines wrap around their wheels, maybe?
Yeah, slowing them right down. Perhaps making them one step easier. And the Chuggabug is perhaps seeing their opportunity to overtake. In they come, and they've got Yogi back on and back driving again now. And they're just fueling away, trying to overtake the haunted house special. They also get tangled up in these plant life as they drive into this thing. There's the wheels start getting choked with vines, and the mechanism, it sounds a bit like when a hedge trimmer starts getting too gummed up in the works of grass, and it's just
The wheels on the bus get tangled in vines, tangled in vines, tangled in vines.
Let's see. Oh, hang on, I didn't do a damage track for them earlier. We'll just do some quick rolls to see how they did against the damage. Oh, they both did awful. So they both would have taken damage from the car as well, from the monorail as well. So after the Chuggabug, we've got the Pestle and Mortar car.
Alrighty then. I considered doing an attack, but if they're all tangled up, I'm already going to be at some sort of advantage, right?
They will be one step easier for this turn. They're only difficulty 3.
Yeah. Alright, well, I'm just going to try to speed on right by them there, and maybe, do I want to burn another... Yeah, just so I can make sure I get clear of all these vines, I'm going to throw another couple of nitroglycerin tablets in and do far step again.
By all means, I'll make it 2 steps easier, so you only need to beat a difficulty 1 challenge.
Okay.
You can reduce it to 0, by the way, which makes it an automatic success.
Okay, how do I do that?
Well, in this case, you'd have to put in a level of effort.
Okay.
But difficulty 1's quite easy to beat. I mean, you only need to roll 4 or higher, right?
Yeah.
I mean, how hard can that be? We're all good at rolling dice.
Yeah,
We're all
can't do
professional
that.
dice rollers.
So, difficulty level again is...
With the fast step and everything, it'll be difficulty 1.
Difficulty 1. Alright, let's roll this thing here. I don't think we'll need any effort.
Ooh, narrow
Narrow.
success. Yeah, you can just about get by. Perhaps the pestle and mortar car also gets a little slowed down by the grass, but I don't know. You can find a way to combat that.
All that slick porcelain of the mortar makes it a little harder for those vines to grab onto. They just slide right off, so we're able to slip through.
Fantastic. Yeah, you can just slip on through. Do you know what I think we'll put you ahead of the Chuggabug, but the Haunted House car, they didn't stop exactly. They're still a little way ahead. Okay. Behind the Pestle and Mortar, behind where the Pestle and Mortar was, we have Sir Dandy.
Right. So who am I trying to catch up to right now?
The Chuggabug. They've cleared away the vines. They're starting to roll again.
Right, the Chuggabug. Alright, so I guess I'll try to enthrall them so I can catch up to them.
The enthrall, a powerful ability. Powerful ability.
Right. So that means they don't do anything for as long as I'm talking to them.
Yeah. So to get this ability off, we'll need a difficulty 4 intellect check, and on a success, for so long as you talk, they won't be able to move.
That's not no effort.
Oh, so close, but not quite. How does it sound? How does this enthrall sound?
Like those suspenders you're wearing are really ill-fitting. You need to go see my tailor. Here's my card.
The suspenders? What's he talking about, Barry? You're not Barry. Barry's in the Beer Brothers car. You know your own cousin. These are breeches. Let's go. Just carry on. Behind you, we have the Beer Brothers still going along. The Beer Brothers are going to try and close distance with you again. Please make me a speed defense difficulty 3.
33. Let's put 2 effort.
Good job, you did. No, that's a success. That's a success. Because the difficulty made it down to a difficulty 1. The effort brings it down to difficulty 1, so a 2 beats difficulty 1. So the Beer Brothers still can't beat you as they're running along in their tankered car. Femme Fatale Fiona, she's going to try and overtake the Beer Brothers. And she does. As she speeds by them, trying to catch up with you, Sir Dandy, the Beer Brothers get clipped and are just spinning on the spot for just a second. Then out the back of the pack. You know. So let's go back to the top of the round, where Wanda, you can see the slope leading down to the main runway, which is the next section of track.
I'm going to have wings, like my vulture's wings, come out of the side of my car, and I'm going to try to like glide, kind of like a bird would, to get a little bit further ahead.
Okay. Sure. What kind of roll do we think that'd be?
Speed? I don't know.
We can go for speed, yeah, sure. Do you have any abilities that you think will go well with that?
No, I don't think I do. Let me look. Sorry.
You don't need to be sorry.
Nope. I'm just doing it. Just to do it.
Just doing it to do it. Just doing the do.
Yep.
Fantastic. Okay, let's see then. So who's behind you at the moment? It is Oogie still. So Oogie, as you can, perhaps the two of you are converging as the slope comes down, and you'll be battling for who's going to be in that. Oh no, wait, hang on a minute, because you made a bunch of space between you and Oogie, so Oogie's way back. Trying to make more space. Oogie, trying to keep up with the amount of space that's been made already. Let's have some difficulty 0 rolls between the two of you.
Okay. I'm going to try and create so she was gliding. So I'm gonna try and have a tree spring up and kind of do like the cartoon, she hits the tree and then gets flung backwards, sort of situation.
Yeah.
So can I use intellect for this?
You can use intellect. I think that sounds like what will happen on your turn. For now, let's do a speed defense, and then it's literally your turn right after. You can do that then and try and close that distance.
Gotcha.
Difficulty 3. Wanda, you need to be difficulty 3 with your speed to create a bit more distance.
So I roll for difficulty 3 to Bambi.
You do indeed. So there is now 2 lengths of distance between Oogie and Wanda. Wanda is screaming ahead on this race. And chat, they're on the main runway. There's a whole bunch of planes up there in the sky. I'm not pointing at any donations at all, but things can happen.
Hint.
So Oogie, on your turn, there's now 2 lengths of distance between you. Would you like to try and do the tree thing?
Yes, yeah, as she's gliding around, I'm gonna do the tree thing. So, I guess I use my magic training to do this, to do an intellect +1?
Sure thing, yeah.
Alright. Let's see here, make that roll. And... yeah.
Okay, so to try and avoid this, trying to close the distance with you, Wanda, we need a difficulty 2 roll or higher.
On speed still?
Intellect defense, I think, or speed dodge, your choice.
And you said 2, sorry.
Difficulty 2, yes. Oh yeah, that'll work.
I think I had a senior moment, and I actually just made the tree in the wrong place.
Just noticed a shrubbery that it'd look well against, and
I'm pretty sure somebody's done some landscaping at this airport.
So there's still 2 stretches of distance between Oogie and Wanda. Between you and the haunted house, there is now a stretch of distance as well. So they're going to try and catch up. And the way they're going to try and catch up... Thank you, Mad Rogue. The way that they the way that they try and catch up is to they're going to send their dragon after you to try and slow you down, Oogie. Oogie, this dragon is going to leave the house above you and fly ahead and breathe fire down on you. How would you like to defend?
I would like to speak with animals and make him my friend, because I have training in any skill that involves a positive social interaction with animals or people.
Okay. As this dragon flies over, let's have the intellect. Let's have an intellect off.
Okay. Should I roll speak with animals or intellect defense?
Are you trained in both?
Yes.
Roll animal. You're not really defending. I suppose you are kind of defending.
Yeah, because they're attacking.
It doesn't matter. Pick one. It doesn't matter.
Okay. Difficulty 0?
Difficulty 5 for the haunted house.
Oh dear. All right, let's see here. And I'm going to use 2 intellect effort.
Oh yeah, it totally works. So with you're trained. You put 2 effort in. That brings it down to difficulty 2. On an 18, you beat difficulty 6 anyway. So as the dragon's going along, it's like flying above and just starts having a conversation with you. As it's, what do you say as it does the big inhale? What's the sentence that stops it? You know.
Hi there. You look like a mighty fine dragon. Did you see the tree I just made?
It sort of glances and...
Would you like me to make you a garden too?
It just comes and lands.
We'll do that.
Hey, Madam Gandalf, welcome. After the haunted house, they can't make up any speed, and you have their dragon sitting on the car. The haunted house says, "Oh, shucks." Behind them is the pestle and mortar car.
Okay, well, we're going to try to catch up on them a little bit, and I'm going to pull a little trick out of my bag here, and we're going to throw a diazepam bomb at them using erase memories. I'll put it on the screen here for you. Reach into the mind of a creature within immediate range and make an intellect roll. On success, you erase up to the last 5 minutes of its memory. So they forget what they're doing behind the wheel and we can get past them. Get them nice and sedated so they're just relaxed and they don't remember exactly what they're out here for.
Fantastic. The intellect roll will be difficulty 5.
Okay.
With this ability, we'll give you 1 asset, so make it difficulty 4.
Okay. Difficulty 4. And let's put 1 piece of effort into this just to make it interesting.
Sure thing. 13 piece difficulty 4, which is now difficulty 3. You 100% do it, and you see the haunted house. He just like stops, puts the handbrake on, and gets out and starts pulling shopping bags out of the back seat as you go roaring past them.
And yes, I do have a controlled substance license. The number is BR549. For any of you that are old enough to get that joke.
The Chugabug are right at the back, aren't they? Did you overtook them last turn, right, Dandy?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, so Dandy, it's you next.
Right. So I try to speed up my car. I'm like, we haven't gone through all this waist training for nothing. And when you see me get behind the car, I put my knee up into the laces and swirl it back to try to skid us down. Get all that wind resistance away.
You're trying to push everything forward, huh?
But just up and in.
Okay, how did we do this last time? It was intellect, right? To try and convince your car forward, giving you one step. That was it, making it 1 step easier, right?
Okay. Yeah.
So as you are coming up behind Don, you can see the haunted house car is like, "Oh, what am I doing? I don't need to be shopping," and they're diving back in the front seat to get driving again. We'll say the effects of Don's attack will make them difficulty 4. With your extra ability, they're only difficulty 3 this round to pass.
Alright. I just put in 1 effort.
One effort takes it down to difficulty 2, but a roll of 2 only beats difficulty 0. For those of you in chat who have just joined us, the this character sheet's broken. It says success for everything. So unfortunately, rolling a difficulty 0 doesn't quite work. They just about managed to get back in the car, and you don't speed past them because they just nudge in front of you. You know, so there's a bit of shunting going on, and they.
Hey, now that's uncalled for.
Oh, look, I've already lost my dragon. I'm not losing my position, too.
It's like your watch doesn't even have a chain on it.
That's because my watch is off the chain.
Sounds like you're missing a link or two there.
So Dandy, you are now at the back, holding up the back of the holding in the back of the track of the main pack. And the Chuggabug is going to come and try roaring past you again. They've got Yogi out. This time Yogi, what with them not have, there's no distance been created, they're still quite behind you. So Yogi's just going to try and claw at the back of your car to try and slow you down. It's going to be a might or speed defense. Unless you can think of something else, a way to make it an intellect defense, of course. This is the most open system in the world. We can accommodate anything you like.
Are they attacking me right now?
Yeah, you're at the back of the pack. They want to get in front. Yogi's trying to basically pick you up and throw you.
Oh, can I lie to him?
Of course you can lie to him.
It's, yeah. Do I just roll it as a skill, or how does that work?
You have a skill, yeah, so that'll be an intellect. When you do that like that, it'll be like an intellect roll. To try and defend this attack, they are a difficulty 4 character. So if you use the skill, it will automatically make it difficulty 3 for you, because it will say trained at the top.
Okay. So I use a skill. So it's put at difficulty 4.
Difficulty 4.
There we go. And I just looked at him and was like, hey, do not swipe at me, you're facing the wrong way. Yes, turn around.
And the two cousins behind him are like, no, Yogi, you idiot, get back in the driver's seat. You useless bear.
Hey, boo-boo, someone give him a picnic basket.
Behind them, Femme Fatale Fiona is going to try and overtake the Corncob brothers. So she'll roll first. She doesn't roll very well, and the Chuggabug brothers are not having any of it. They throw logs on the road in front of her car as she tries to overtake, and the bumping stops her from going anywhere. The Beer brothers try and take advantage of this. and overtake the Femme Fatale. They're still just running, except they're trying this new thing called Beer Power. Except they're not the most optimized of characters, so their skill actually makes everything one step harder for them. Fiona defends first. Oh, it's not a very good defense though. But unfortunately, with the extra skill and everything, the Beer brothers can't capitalize on that.
I think they need to switch to some moonshine. Maybe that'll give them a little bit better burn.
Don't give them ideas. I can see a collaboration after the show. Rubison showing them how to set up a still.
Hey, we did one in high school once for chemistry class.
Well,
Bottom line, I'm dying.
that is of course the end of the runnings, and it's we've had a donation, which means I get a free GM intrusion on you all, as there is a plane coming into land right now, and of course you are all on the runway. So we're going to need speed defense rolls or something else you can think of to avoid this plane as it tries to pull up at the last minute to avoid landing on you all, and its tail catches the ground, and the plane just immediately nosedives, and rubble starts rumbling over the track towards you. This is going to be, since it's a chat donation, technically impossible. A difficulty 7 task. You're going to need skills and effort to avoid it.
Hey. Well, I'm definitely kicking in ward on mine just for added protection.
It looks like it's going to be pretty damaging.
Yeah.
Would this skill help me find a clear pathway around the rubble?
All tasks involve identifying or assessing danger. Yeah, sure. We'll give you one. We'll give you training in that. So that makes it difficulty. Well, if it's already there as a skill, it'll be trained. That makes it difficulty 6. So now it's technically possible.
And this is going to be speed, you said?
Speed defense is the most logical thing that comes to my mind, trying to avoid the wreckage as it hits you. But if you can think of other things, we can totally do other things.
Unless I can pull off that with my high intellect, I'm smart enough to figure out where the easiest path is going to be to avoid damage. But do I have enough time to think that? But do I have enough split-second time to think that through?
The way that would work in the Cypher system is you'd spend one round to detect, and then you'd make the next round one step easier to dodge. But you've only got 1 round to dodge, so...
Okay. No problem. Hey, if you don't ask, you don't find out.
That's true. That's true.
So do I roll for the skill for this, or do I roll?
Yeah, roll for the skill.
22 effort. Oh, barely.
Very, 6. Sorry, it would have been difficulty 7. The training automatically brings it down to 6. Which means that would make it difficulty 4, so you've not quite managed it. You do have an XP, though, from the last intrusion. Oh. And you can use XPs, everyone, as an extra reroll.
Okay. All right, you said difficulty 7?
Difficulty 7.
Okay.
Then I shall use my XP.
And I think I'm going to spend some effort out of speed for this.
Very
nice.
Enough? Very nice, yeah. Your effort brought it down to difficulty 4. A 19 actually gives you a minor effect, so we'll say that you can halve the damage of planes falling on you for the rest of the game.
Okay, cool. I'll take that.
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt. I have resonance field, which means I can use intellect instead of speed for mine.
I like that. Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna... What was the difficulty? 7?
7.
And I'm gonna put 4 effort into it. Oh, Lord.
Well, that'll work. That does it. You can do that. You can feel the strain on your mind as you give up 8 of your mind points to do this. This intense concentration as you're deflecting these bits of plane and jet engine flying towards you. It's a close call as one bit like protrudes all the way through the thing coming over you. But you manage it. You get ahead. 18's not quite enough for a minor effect, but it's pretty darn good. What about Oogie? What's Oogie doing?
Okay, so I'm gonna look to the dragon and be like, "Can you help me with this?" As I cast a spell, and I'm gonna use my nature magic, which should tie into my magic training and my push ability, to create a giant tree to push the plane up. And I also have the helpful trait. So if I help someone, difficulty is reduced by 1 for them. So I'm trying to use my push to help my dragon, my new dragon friend, to maybe help, in turn circle back and get us out of the situation.
They haven't really said anything. They sort of like look at you for a second and then start flapping up. Maybe they're gonna help. Okay.
We'll see. What do you want me to roll for all this shenanigans?
Well, since you're using push, you can either use speed or intellect. It's up to you.
Okay. I will use intellect. And am I getting any reductions to difficulty through using the push?
If you're using push, yeah, I think you can reduce it by 1 level, so it's difficulty 6.
Okay, and does magic training further that all the way to 2 or no?
You can, you can use your magic training skill at difficulty 6, so the training will bring that down to 5.
Okay. And then I will go ahead and use my last bit of effort that I'm allowed to use, and I do not succeed.
Oof. Difficulty 5, effort -1 makes it 4, but no,
ouch.
You can see this bit of this plane coming towards you. Can you make me, if you have persuasion as a skill check now of difficulty 4?
Okay. All right. Nope.
So unfortunately, the dragon sort of like looks back at you and sees all the plane coming, and is like, "Nope," and flies back to the horror house.
I actually say, "Save yourself," as I realize it's too late.
So everyone who did not dodge, who is just Wanda at the moment, will take 6 points of damage.
Is that from the might pool?
Might pool first. If you run out of might, it moves to speed. Let me know if you run out of that might.
That was everybody?
Not you, Wanda.
Oh.
You used your Professor X skills to...
And I don't get that because I succeeded on my roll, right?
Right, yeah. Yeah, and you halve damage from planes falling on you for the rest of the game.
Yeah. No, I got that written down. Don't worry, I didn't forget that.
Let's see about these other people. So the Haunted House car, the dragon comes back and tries to swoop him up. And they can just about manage it, as they also put some effort in and try and fly above. Further behind, we have the... we have... I need to start writing down your... I haven't known what to call your car all game wild. I'm just calling it Corset now.
The bespoke car. The bespoke mobile.
He drives the Victorian Secret.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, indeed. The Chuggabugs, they just cover their eyes and let Yogi drive. And unfortunately, they get hit with a 6 damage as well. Femme Fiona. She also gets hit. She's completely blindsided by it. The Beer Brothers have stopped to have a drink just at the edge of the runway, so they might avoid this. And they do, as they haven't actually gone onto the runway yet. They've stopped and they're just drinking away before they go down and sort of like doing the drunk person thing of like looking at this carnage like.
Rather than running, they're just taking a drink and sliding down the monorail ramp. Whee!
However, one of them, a jet engine, comes and stops next to them. And one sort of looks at the other and goes...
Uh-oh.
Thank you so much for that donation, everyone. That was beautiful. Let's go back round then. We keep the same order despite damage. Wanda currently 2 stretches ahead of Oogie. Looks like you're going to be the clear winner at this point. What would you like to do?
I kind of want to be a little mean. How heavy is Oogie's car since it's only made out of plants?
Not terribly, I would imagine. Also, we hit 10 retweets if we haven't caught that.
Yeah, this season we're not doing the 10 retweets thing anymore.
Oh, okay.
We might bring it back, but for the time being.
Okay.
Could I have my large vulture pick up his car and drop it in, or like put it right in front of the propeller so it gets sucked through the airplane?
I mean, anything is possible in this system.
Oh my.
So I will say yes, but there will be a cost. There is a chance that if you fail, Mortimer will be sucked through the jet.
Okay, I want to do it.
Let me think about it. Yeah, I'll do
it. I don't want Oogie to be hurt, but I'm assuming since he's a turtle, he'll plank out of there or something.
Like I said at the beginning of the game, everyone in this game is invincible.
Okay, yeah.
So they can't be hurt, but their cars can be severely damaged.
That's Mortimer, drop his car into the propeller, please.
Let's have an intellect for convincing Mortimer to do this incredibly dangerous task. And if you have a level of training in this, don't you? So that'll make everything one step easier. Oogie, we'll get you to defend in a second. Kylie, let's set the bar.
So, I always forget to hit it twice.
Oof, indeed.
Oh,
Oogie.
Oh,
And with the training as well, that makes it difficulty 7. So Oogie, you can see Mortimer flying towards you with death in his eyes, perhaps licking his lips. We're gonna need a difficulty 7 check from you of some description to avoid being sucked into a propeller.
I'm gonna try and convince Mortimer that this is far too dangerous and that we should be friends.
Indeed. That's a
Excuse me.
persuade. Yep.
Excuse me, Mortimer. This seems rather dangerous. What if we work together instead? We could be friends. I'll make you a garden. I'm already making the dragon a garden. I'll make you another one. Of your own choosing.
Mortimer eats gardens for breakfast.
Difficulty. How does my?
If you roll it on the skill, if you press the skill instead of the
The difficulty. I was wondering if I'm still rolling a 6 or am I?
If like I say, if you hit the skill, you can roll 7, and it will automatically correct it to 6 for you.
Okay. Oh, I'm supposed to do 7. Got it. All right. And I have no effort to spend. Doesn't work.
That's unfortunately that's an awful roll.
Mm-hmm.
Your major effect, Wanda, going forwards is that Mortimer is very willing to do dangerous things for you. So convincing Mortimer to do dangerous things like this will be one step easier in the future. As for Oogie, please take another 10 points of damage.
I'm at 0 on all things then.
All of them?
Yeah, so I had 3 might left, 3 speed left, and 1 intellect left.
So, Oogie, your car gets totally destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my.
What we're going to say this does is, if your car gets destroyed, is you go to the back of the pack and you're going to have to make a recovery roll before you can rejoin the race.
you just got turned into compost, buddy.
Yeah.
And so yeah, you see Don go speeding past you, the Corset car, the Chugabug, even the Beer Brothers walk past, and one of them hands you a beer on their way past, like sort of like saying, "My condolences," and they carry on running with their car. In the order I've got though, it would still be Oogie's turn first. So Oogie, why don't you give us that recovery roll now as your turn this turn? And
So how do I make a recovery roll?
let's see, is it on this sheet? Yes, it's in the top right. Hit the word recovery.
Oh, okay.
You have 3 points to put in your pools.
All right, and I'm assuming to have a car, I need to have a point in all of them.
Well, if you have only 2 filled with points, so you've got 4 conditions. The first one is completely okay. When 3 pools have points, that's when 3 pools have points. When only 2 pools have points, everything becomes one step harder for you. When only 1 pool has points, you can't move. And then on the 4th one, that's when this happens, when you're exploded and have to restart from scratch.
Okay, so I put 1 point in each as I plant a new car, this time made out of tree, so it's a bit heavier this time. I learned from my mistakes.
You plant yourself some hickory there?
No, redwood.
Ah.
And this car is like 40 feet long.
Really good at cornering. So after Wanda, then now we have 3 stretches of distance. Wanda is 3 stretches ahead of. In fact, Wanda's already off the other end of the runway. When it comes around to your turn, Donna Rubison.
Is she out of range for me to do anything to her?
You're gonna have to close some distance first before.
I gotta close distance first. Okay, well, let's get out some nitroglycerin tablets and try to close some distance here. Little far stepping.
Faster than
Alright.
last time that made it. Well, there's nothing ahead of you this time. There's nothing opposing you. So we'll make this just.
Okay, that's right, because there's nothing ahead of me, so I can just blast forward to close ground, right?
Yeah, we'll make it a difficulty 1 check. So you'd have to really fuck up for it to not work.
All right, but I can still use this to close the distance even further?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, well, that's what I'm going to do then. All right, so you said difficulty 1?
Mm-hmm. Oh, look at you go. With a minor effect as well, we'll say you're also very adept at dodging planes. So now you are both good at... You are trained in dodging planes and take half damage if they still manage to hit you. As you are still going over this runway, which is just wrecked by this plane.
Well, it's just like dodging potholes on the gravel road driving to the farm, home to the farm every day. Ain't nothing different.
So, we've got Donna Rubison after Wanda, now only 1 league behind Wanda, so maybe attainable in a couple of turns. As long as Wanda doesn't throw you into the pit of Mordor or anything. So
I can defend myself. I got my weapons.
So Dandy, you see Donna Rubison ahead of you, just suddenly catapult forward, and there's suddenly 2 stretches of distance between you. What do you do?
Okay. I will do the same thing he did. I will try to erase his memory. So I can catch up.
Okay.
So I'll be like, hey, now, don't you have some prescriptions to fill out? Shouldn't you be writing those out right now? And would that be an intellect attack?
It'd be an intellect, yeah. Do difficulty 0 to set the bar for Rubison to defend against. I that is now canonically in my head the chemist's version of you left the oven on.
So what's that?
Difficulty 3.
We left the Bunsen burner on.
So, Donna Rubison, you can tell Sedandy is heckling you, telling you that you've got things you should be doing which are more important than this. We're going to need an intellect defense of difficulty 3 or higher unless you have some sort of special skills.
Well, let's see. Well, I could erase memories back and ricochet it back at him, as if I was closing the IV hood to keep anything from getting in. Or I could do a little shattering and send him some IV needles to try to gum up his works.
I like the erase memories better. What we'll say is, though, it just gives you training in defending. We'll give you 1 step of training, because attacking back as a defense would be OP.
Besides, I've got the antidote towards that stuff, so I can reverse the effects of it if I need.
So, intellect roll, difficulty 2 to beat.
Okay, difficulty 2. And can I put 1 piece of effort into it?
As long as you have effort to spend, of course. $14 beats difficulty 4. So unfortunately, Sedandy, Donna Rubison is just like, well, how are you? Like, you can ignore him, essentially.
Yep. I'm used to dealing with these customers that come to the drive-up window that want me to fill 20 prescriptions in 5 minutes. It's like, I can ignore all this stuff. Besides, in order for your stuff to work, you've got to meet your you got to meet your deductible, and you haven't met your deductible yet.
Oh, I have pharmacists on retainer.
So, behind then the corset, we have the Chuggabug. The Chuggabug's still slugging away, trying to get past you, Dandy. How are they gonna do it this time? They're just gonna try and do a straight speed roll, you know. So they're just gonna try and take you. They're just whilst you're concentrating on heckling Don Rubison, they're just gonna try and overtake you. So please, can you make a difficulty 4 speed defense roll?
Speed. I'll put a piece of effort into that. Is it? No. Wow, I am rolling so low.
That is an awful roll. So whilst you're doing that, you just see Yogi Bear, and he just overtakes you. And now, well, it doesn't really matter much to you, Don. You're 2 leagues ahead, but you can see behind you that there is the Chuggabug ahead of the car now. Next, Femme Fatale Fiona. She's going to try and take you as well, so Dandy. Another difficulty 4 tech.
Alright. Oh my.
She also just speeds around you. Just speeds by. There's a bit of distance between you and the Beer Brothers. But the Beer Brothers are going to try and close it. This time, difficulty. They've still been using their ability of heavy drinking, which makes everything harder for them. So it'll only be a difficulty 2 check to stay ahead of to keep the distance. But the way you've been rolling, I'm confident. Alas, no.
I know.
You can keep ahead. You can keep ahead. I'm purging you, Ken. This is a safe space. You can't tell viewers to fuck off. Oh, right, sorry, me. So then it's Oogie at the back, so we go back round to the top. Wanda, you can see gaining fast is Donna Rubison.
I want to... I'm going to flip open a button in my car, and out the back of my car, a huge oil puddle will form so that when he hits it, maybe he'll like slide, or actually, I take that back. It's going to spray up in the air, and then Mortimer will, like, what's it called when birds get rid of their feathers?
Molt?
Molt. Yeah, molt on his windshield, so maybe like oil and feather his windshield.
Wow.
Well, Don, you wanted to be in range, and by golly, you're in range.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
So it's all right, Kent. Don't make a big thing of it. You're making a scene, sweetie. Let's Wanda. What do we feel this would be? Speed attack?
Sure.
Sure. Give us a difficulty 0. You're setting the bar for Don to defend against.
And I have. If my pool is 6, how many effort do I have? Do I have 6 left, or do I have less than that?
If your pool is 6, then you have at least 2.
I'm gonna put 2 effort in, and does it bring it down? How do I know? I'm sorry.
So when you do the roll at the end, you can see at the bottom it says cost. You just have to reduce your pool by that amount.
Okay.
Okay, so let's see. We've got a roll 12 of these difficulty 4 with the extra 2 steps. That would be difficulty 6. Difficulty 6 evasion, Don, and you can see it cost you 5 there, Wanda. So you're
I'm down to 1.
1 speed.
And this will be speed, right?
Speed defense.
All right, difficulty 6. Irene, you still got some of that Dawn dishwashing detergent back there? Okay, I'm gonna. No, I don't want to blow a bunch of points now because I want to use it on my turn to try to come back. So we'll just grit our teeth here.
Yeah, unfortunately, difficulty 2 will not
Yep.
be a difficulty 6. I think it might just be your sheet that says success for everything. I've seen failures on other people.
I may have something set up accidentally wrong. I don't know.
I don't know. We'll figure it out though. Well, we have figured it out. We're just ignoring it. Unfortunately, difficulty 2, you do get feathers on your car. Now, the disadvantage of this is that you can't see. If you'd like to put pedal to the metal, we can delay the danger to the next round. But if there's a corner or anything, that could be fraught with danger.
Let's see. We got the on ramp coming up here yet, right?
Yeah. So Wanda has literally just she's done this as Wanda has gone up off of the main runway and is back on one of these bus roads, heading back towards the bus station.
Okay. Since I know we got curves coming up, I'll go ahead and bite the bullet now.
Bite the bullet now. Fantastic. So let's see. I think this will count as a light attack, which would be 2 damage.
Okay. And with my ward, that's armor. So that would that reduce it to 1?
That reduce it to 1, yes. As you
Okay.
so you take 1 damage from having to clean the car, and the gap would open just a little bit between the two of you.
Yeah.
But it's your turn, so you can try and close that gap immediately.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna try to do here. So, hey, Wanda, you look like you could use a nap. I'm gonna throw a diazepam bomb at her. Hit erase memories.
Am I allowed to try to do something to defend, or does it just happen?
No, you will be allowed to defend. We'll let Hawkeye make the attack to set the difficulty, and then that'll be the difficulty of the defense for you. So make your intellect attack, Don, with difficulty 0, and your ability will increase the difficulty by 1 level.
All right, and I'm going to throw 1 point of effort into that. Here we go.
So that is now difficulty 6. So Wanda, difficulty 6 to not have your memories erased momentarily.
Can I try to shatter the bomb before it gets to me?
Hey, that makes sense. That'll make it 1 step easier. So now it's difficulty 5.
Clever.
Okay. And that's intellect, right?
Intellect, yeah.
Yeah, that's intellect.
Difficulty 5, you need a 15 or higher.
I have 4 left in that pool, so I could do 1 effort?
You could do 1 effort, yes.
So it costs 2.
So let's see. Difficulty 5 is not just your sheet, Hawkeye. So let's see. Difficulty 5 brings it down to 4, but a roll of 5 only beats difficulty 1. So you shatter, but the memory bomb doesn't blow until it hits you. And how do you lose your memory for at the moment? What sudden task makes you want to stop your car?
I need to get my lipstick on before I pass that finish line, so I'm just gonna pull over and apply.
Pull over and apply. Fantastic. So you gain back that stretch of distance, Don. You are now only 1 stretch behind again, so definitely still in the race.
Alrighty.
After Don, we have a bunch of distance, and then the Chuggabug. You rolled so badly last time, Wild. The Chuggabug's going to try and take you. They're just relying on speed. That seems to have been the best thing that's happened so far. So they're going to try and close the distance. Can you give me a difficulty 4 speed defense roll, please, Don?
You said Don, right?
Yeah, Don Robertson.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay. I did typing. I thought you were on it.
Okay, sorry, what did you say?
Can you get a difficulty 4 speed defense roll, please?
Okay.
Justin playing the dangerous game there, appealing to chat for donations when there's so many harmful ones.
I'm already in last place. Anything harmful happens, it doesn't matter. There's only upside.
So let's see. Difficulty 4 beats 2, so you do not succeed as the Chuggabug closes the distance, but only one level of distance. So they are only one stretch behind you now. Fiona's just going to try and do exactly the same thing against the Chuggabug. So they can just hold on. They just stay behind them. Then after Fiona, it is Sedandy's turn. Sedandi, you're in third from last place.
Yes. I'll just try and speed up as much as I can.
I want to try and take Fiona again?
Yes.
Sure. Difficulty 4, speed attack.
I guess I'll use an effort.
It's not happening. It's not happening.
Nope.
And the Beer Brothers are going to try and close that distance behind you. Please make a difficulty 2 speed defense.
There we go.
You're really great at avoiding the Beer Brothers, but everyone else. Oogie, in your new Redwood car, you can see the Beer Brothers only one league ahead, running desperately, trying to keep up with Sedandy.
I'm gonna try and take a shortcut using my new very large car to push through an area that might not normally be able to be driven through.
Okay, so let's see. We're going back onto the bus towards the thing. So the only real shortcut available at the moment would be the through the terminal.
I drive the street through the terminal.
I was gonna say the terminal or one of the hangars, one or the other.
I roll navigate.
Oh, that was it. It was supposed to be the hangars after the thing. Doesn't matter. So navigate, yeah, by all means.
Alrighty. Let's see what happens.
Oh boy. So that beats difficulty 3. And considering you're trying to beat the Beer Brothers, this will work. We'll leave you in the terminal so you don't emerge yet, but you'll be like navigating through the terminal. But if everyone's progression was plotted on a straight line, you're ahead of the Beer Brothers. And with that, we go back to the top of the round with Wanda. Wanda, you stop to apply your makeup. At the start of this new turn, you can forget about that.
How far am I from the finish line? Is it still a couple turns? Or if I try to rush through, am I going to make it? I'm trying to decide whether to attack or to go.
It's a real long bus road which goes through a few hangars.
I'm just gonna try to speed ahead. I'm gonna try to gain more ground.
Okay, just speeding on.
Yeah.
Sure thing. So you set the difficulty, and we'll get Don to defend against it. Oh.
So bad.
So a difficulty 0 challenge means it happens automatically. So we don't need a roll from you in this case, Don. Wanda cannot make any distance on you, which means you have an opportunity to close that last bit of distance between you. It's your turn.
All right, it's time to get that nitro burning going here. We're gonna drop some more nitroglycerin tablets in and shoot this thing forward.
I'll make 2 steps easier, 2 steps added to the difficulty.
Okay. So difficulty 2.
Difficulty 0, and we'll add 2 steps to whatever you roll to make the difficulty for Wanda to defend.
Oh, okay. That's right.
Ooh, difficulty 6 defense, please, Wanda.
Ooh, boy, okay.
18 or higher.
Oh,
You're
man.
pretty low on your pulls as well, right? Oh!
Oh my goodness!
So as you try and close that distance,
What
Don,
have you got mixed in that lipstick you just put on?
there's no way. We're fury. Wanda stays in the lead. Wanda, what do you do? How does this look?
I think that I'm going to take some of Mortimer's feathers and I'm just gonna blow them out of my hand and into his face as he tries to go by me to keep going.
And the positions stay the same. So Wanda, then a stretch of distance, then Don again. Then another stretch of distance and the Chuggabug. And the Chuggabug's going to try and close up that last bit of distance on you, Don. Just the same way that you're trying to close the distance on Wanda. And they're going for a nice honest speed. So can you make me a speed defense of difficulty 4, please?
Okay, speed. Difficulty 4.
Whew! Yeah, you
That
maintain...
nitro was burning fine.
Yeah, it's definitely not that you were going slow. It's 100% that Wanda was got to go fast. As you are well ahead, and the Chuggabug can't close the distance. I guess it feels almost like we're on a straight, and everyone's just going full hot speed, but they can't. No one can make any purchase on anyone. Let's see. After the Chuggabug, we have Fiona. Fiona rolling against the Chuggabugs. She can't though. She can't gain any distance on them. And that makes it Sir Dandy's turn. Sir Dandy, you can see Fiona ahead.
Is there a way for me to attack her to slow her down?
You tell me. How would you like to do that?
I'm gonna grab my cane and I'm gonna throw it into her wheel well. I'm like, make way for the lady.
Okay, so I think that will be a speed attack roll.
Okay. It's 0 difficulty for me, right?
Indeed, yeah.
And I can add some effort to this.
So, as you throw your cane into the wheel well, it jams in the wheel well and hooks on the axle, and there's an almighty rip sound as the back of the car just tears away from the front. And the major effect will be that you've taken Fiona out of the race by destroying her car.
Nice. Like, make way, make way. Can't you see this lady has been wasted?
Fiona goes all the way to the back as the Beer Brothers just jog past her, and the Beer Brothers are going to try and keep up with you. So you make me a difficulty 2 challenge, please. So Dandy.
Yes. Speed.
Yeah, speed. Unless you want to do anything else.
I'll just do speed. Oh, barely.
They for a second when you're distracted, they think they've got a taste of, you know, we can catch up. Oh, there's no way we can catch up. There's just none. But they do pass Fiona, and they kind of stop for a second and try and place our car together. They sort of lean it against each other, and then they step back drunkenly and like, yeah, looks good, and run on again. So now, Oogie, over in the terminal. Let's see how you're doing as people are diving out of the way of this 40-foot redwood trunk making its way through this long terminal.
Okay, so to my understanding, I've passed the Beer Brothers already, so I guess I need to roll against Dandy?
Yes, yeah, you're ahead of the Beer Brothers. Fiona goes to the back of the course, so you can roll against Sir Dandy. Of course, Sir Dandy is out of range, you can't attack them, but you can roll speed against each other.
Yeah, so I guess I'm going to continue to navigate through the terminal.
Yep.
To try and do this, so I will go ahead and roll that. And I'm going to try and use my magic to try and get people to move to the side as I navigate. Excuse me, coming through, beep beep. And then Vine's just moving people.
Sure thing. Give us a difficulty 0 roll, and we'll give Sir Dandy a target to roll against.
So 2, I think.
2, and with the hedge magic as well, we'll make it difficulty free. So yeah, you're not doing too bad. So Dandy, difficulty free speed roll to try and stay ahead on a straight line basis of Oogie.
All right. What happened? Oh. 3 with 1 effort. There we go.
Hey, Oogie, unfortunately, you're gaining on Sedandi, but you can't quite get ahead. Maybe there's a section of maps in the middle which is a bit difficult to navigate with a 40-foot. Maybe there's a slight scraping of walls here and there, but you're not by any means doing badly back there.
My bad. Coming through.
Yeah, those TSA checks will slow you down every time.
Before we go back to Wanda, we just have a quick stop on Fiona as they're entering the main bus roads. There's a bus coming. She's holding up a bus even as she pulls out some welding gear and is trying to weld her car back together. It looks a mess, but she's making a recovery roll essentially. We go back to the front with Wanda. Wanda, you can see there is a slalom coming through some hangar doors.
A what?
Slalom, so like a series of sharp left and right turns.
Oh. I am going to... What can I do? Is there anything else on the sides? Like I'm going to use Shatter to try to shatter the tire of whoever's behind me. I can't remember.
It's Don right behind you.
I
Don.
think that would be me, fair lady.
Yeah, I'm going to try to shatter his tire.
If you like, you can use Shatter on one of the doors as you go through it to try and close the door on them.
Yes, that's what I want to do. I want to do that.
So let's set the difficulty of them trying to get through. We could have an indie moment here. Your Shatter will make it one step easier. So whatever you roll on difficulty 0, that will be setting the bar. Oof, oof, Don, difficulty 6 to try and get under that door in time, or otherwise evade the problem.
Oh my.
All right, can I use my far step to be able to jump over all of this?
Possibly. I'll reduce the difficulty by 2 steps to difficulty 4.
All right, let's try that. Difficulty 4. And this could be make or break, so I'm going to throw a little effort in. Here we go.
Ooh, unfortunately that's not going to make it. So as you jump into the air, we're going to have Wanda's rear view as the cartoon flashback as the door just closes, and then pestle and mortar print on the door. Unfortunately creating a bit more space between you, but the door does collapse and it's your turn now, Don, so you can try and retake that distance.
When
All
you're
right.
done with that, I want to be like Mortimer, fist pump.
All right, let's see. Should I shatter back? No, let's try what worked before. Let's throw another diazepam bomb her way and erase some memory.
Sure. So again, difficulty 0 roll to +1 to try and set the difficulty level.
Okay.
And as we are going along, chat, we see a fueling station coming up ahead. Lots of petrol. That's all I'm saying. Difficulty 4 then, Kai, to try and evade this bomb coming towards you. Throwing another diazepam bomb. It seems familiar, but you can't quite remember why.
Oh, I keep forgetting about my reroll there.
So it's difficulty 4. You've only rolled difficulty 3 there. So again, this bomb will hit you. And what happens this time?
I don't remember at all. What am I doing? I don't remember. I don't know. I don't know where. Am I racing?
I mean, this kind of looks a bit like a car park, maybe?
What am I doing? I don't know.
It's the parking lot at the mall. You're going out to go shopping.
Oh, of course.
So that will close the distance again, so there's still one stretch of distance between you. You two are racing so neck and neck, it's a shame you're not closer together.
Hey, I'm trying.
I can see.
Irene's making those tablets as quick as she can compress them out.
So the Chuggabug, Yogi's gonna get off the back of the cart and start pushing. Whilst the two lumberjacks start hacking away at the wood there. It gives them +1 to their speed. So Don, they're going to try and close the distance. It's going to be difficulty 5 now. They're using some abilities.
Okay. Difficulty 5 on speed, right?
Yes, indeed.
Alright. I'm gonna put 1 piece of effort into that.
Oof.
Not enough.
Fortunately, not enough. They catch you up. Maybe it's a combination of hitting the door and all the rest of it. But the Chuggabug, they're right behind you now. You can see the bewildered look of Yogi's face as he's pushing this car. Not really sure what's going on.
Yeah, going through that door cracked the porcelain, so I'm losing some. I got more wind resistance going on now.
So Dandy, right behind the Chuggabug.
Yes. Like right behind? Like right next?
Yeah, you were behind them, so they didn't focus on creating distance between you and them. They focused on catching up to Don, so you would come along with that.
So I guess I'd try to make an attack on them.
Sure.
By throwing my handkerchief into their windshield.
Silk, of course.
That feels like another speed attack. And it'll be difficulty 5 as they are still using their ability as well.
Difficulty 5. Okay. Let's see. Does my handkerchief count as a light weapon?
Yes, it counts as a light weapon.
So I have proficiency. I don't know, or what is it? I don't know what that does.
You're trained with using it, so it'll be 1 step easier.
Okay, difficulty 4. Then I guess I'll use some effort.
Looks like we got a new friend.
That's not gonna cut it. That's not gonna cut it. You're just behind them. Perhaps as you're trying to run past, Yogi's hind leg as he's running, occasionally just like grabs you and just pushes you back a bit. You know, like.
My handkerchief just blows away in the wind. I'm like, no, my handkerchief.
Just. The Beer Brothers once again are gonna try and catch up with you. Why don't you give us another roll there? Difficulty 3. They're starting to sober up.
Difficulty 3.
You're really good at staying ahead of the Beer Brothers. That's unfortunately everyone is. So Oogie, currently kind of neck and neck almost with Sedandi in a straight line sort of distance. Why don't we have another navigation check for you through the terminal? You can see a customs check-in coming up.
Okay, with the customs check, I'm going to continue to navigate, but I'm definitely going to just try and create this like tidal wave of vines to just sweep it to the side and out of my way.
Yep.
Okay, so I rolled 15, which beats difficulty 5, so +2, so that's going to be a 7?
That'll be difficulty 7, Dandy, to try and stay ahead of Oogie. As I guess Oogie goes flying through the nothing to declare aisle before anyone can say a thing.
Excuse me, nothing to declare here, nothing, just coming through.
Wow!
Is it so difficulty 7?
Difficulty 7.
Oh boy.
Finally.
One. Nope.
So, I mean, obviously, you don't know this really, Dandy, but should the racetrack reconverge together right now, Oogie would be ahead of you. And Fiona gets her car back working again. There's a bunch of distance between her and the Beer Brothers, but she's going to give it a go to try and catch up. She's doing pretty well. It's only the Beer Brothers. The Beer Brothers are kind of a bit tired, actually. And they've been running for a while, you know. They see that fueling station, and you can't have a fueling station without having a small shop, even though it's an airport one. So they stop in for some munchies. And Fiona catches up to them. We go back to the top of the round. Wanda, you can see the last stretch of road leading towards the bus station.
I'm going to make a speed and try to get ahead again. Make speed. Whatever that is.
It made sense to me.
And it's just difficulty 0, right?
Difficulty 0, yep. Hey, that's difficulty 5 to beat there, Don. If you wanted to go for... how do your pools look, Wanda?
I have 1 in might, 1 in speed, and 2 in intellect.
Well, that's all I needed to know. Because I got some 12-gauge needles that would love to make contact with some of your tires and chassis and other things like that.
Well, first of all, let's have the speed defense to try and keep the distance
Okay.
against difficulty 5, and we can go for the attack next time. Oh,
No, I didn't. I knew I wouldn't be able to get it.
They create another section of distance, as we've seen so many times before now. But perhaps this time, Wanda. What does Wanda see in the back, in the rearview mirror, Don, as you're getting ready to take your turn?
She can see the ivy hood in the back rising up a little bit, and Irene turning her Irene around, facing so she can get Wanda in their sights. And we're going to launch some IV needles and try to do a little shatter on that nice, fancy little black sports car.
And I want to try to do the resonance. Am I pronouncing that right? Resonance field again, but this time it's going to look like a bullseye going up, so that, you know, if they just like bing into the bullseye.
All right, so this will be intellect. And let's see. So difficulty 0.
Difficulty 0, setting the difficulty
Okay.
level.
And I'm going to throw some effort into this one.
Sounds like Don's still got some health over there.
Yeah, I've been using it. I've been using it slow and steady all the way through.
Okay, so 13 beats difficulty 4. That's going to make it a difficulty 6 check to avoid this damage, Wanda. Now, Wanda, you're going to use the resonance thing, right? Can you pop that for us in the chat?
Yep. I sure can. Oops. I don't know what I did or how I put it in there. That's how.
That's fine. 1 intellect point. I guess you have an edge in intellect, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so that's fine. That doesn't cost you anything. So, yeah, you make an intellect defense roll. Yeah, you get a major defense roll, and we'll give you 1 difficulty less, so difficulty 5.
Okay. And I have 2 in my pool left. I can use 1.
You can, but it will reduce that pool to 0.
Oh no, then I don't want to. Okay.
Oh,
no!
I think there's only one thing that can happen on a nat 1.
Oh.
Wanda, you've done so well the whole race. And then Don sees a little glimmer of smoke coming out of your car and is just like, ha. And unfortunately, the needles will take away. How much damage does this attack do, Don?
Okay, 1 point of damage for each level of effort, which is 2, but I also have precision, which gives 2 additional damage with attacks that I throw. So that would be a total of 4.
Oh yeah, that takes me down to 0 and everything.
So your car conks out. It just conks out. Unfortunately, that does mean your car is destroyed. So you go to the back of the pack. As Don goes flying past you, then the Chuggabug brothers, then Sir Dandy, and Fiona, and the Beer brothers as well, with snacks. They hand you some biscuits.
I want a beer too.
Probably off a tinny. They're happy too, you know. So after Don, we have the Chuggabug still. The Chuggabug closed the distance, Don, last time, so they're going to try and overtake you this time to get in front of you. You have pole position, but they want to take it from you straight away. They're not using their special ability anymore, though, so it'll be difficulty 4 to avoid this. Avoid.
And this is speed, right?
Speed indeed.
Okay. I've only got 4 left in my speed pool. If I use any of those, it's going to probably clear it out, right?
If you use... Do you have an edge in speed?
No, I only have an edge in intellect.
Okay. In that case, it will cost you 3 points to use 1 edge. 1 effort.
Well, we're this close to the finish line. I think it's worth it. I've just now got the lead. I don't want to let go of it this close to the end.
Oh! You do have a reroll gift donated by the channel.
Reroll.
Looks like we got a new friend.
Hey, the Arcana Code, welcome.
So again, this was difficulty...
difficulty 4.
It was difficulty 4.
And you put 1 effort in, and you can reroll with that effort as well.
Yeah, that's what I was doing. I just wanted to make sure I had it right.
Oh, would you look at that?
Wow.
I think the major effect will be that you gain some of that distance that you were hoping to gain. So a little bit of distance opens up between you and the Chuggabug again.
Shooting off all those needles got rid of a lot of weight. Now we're moving even faster.
Yeah, indeed. After the Chuggabug, well, technically it's Oogie, but Oogie's not quite burst out. In fact, Oogie, you can see the doors ahead of you, the exit of the terminal onto the main bus route outside. You can see Don go whizzing past, and the Chuggabug, you can hear the buzzsaw coming. Let's get a speed roll from you, difficulty 4, to see if you can come out ahead of the Chuggabug.
Okay, should I continue to roll navigate or roll actual speed?
Roll actual speed this time. You can see the end.
Okay. Okay, let's see here. Difficulty 3?
Ooh, we wanted difficulty 4 there. So you just come out behind the buzzsaw as they are going ahead, the Chuggabug buzzsaw.
I might be okay with that.
It looks like the terminal's taken you from last to 3rd place, which isn't bad, you know.
Not gonna complain about that.
After the Chuggabug, it is Sedandi.
Yeah, so I'm gonna try to encourage my car again. Like, all right, let's lighten you up a bit, girl. And I'm gonna start taking out some of the boning of the corset of my corset car.
By all means, difficulty 0. You're now trying to beat Oogie, who is just behind the Chuggabug brothers. So let's get a difficulty 0 roll to set the difficulty.
It's Intellector. Yes.
Alright, so I've got to defend with a 4.
Difficulty 4, yep.
Okay, I'm going to... he's trying to unload his car. So I'm going to try and load it back up by entangling his car with vines as I defend myself.
Sure thing.
Okay, so what's that going to modify? Is that going to bring things down to by 2 for magic training and the entangling ability?
We'll go for just one of those. The entangling ability, I think. I don't think magical training. We can use that more for attacks, I think, than defense.
Okay.
So difficulty 3 then.
All right. Yes.
Just stays ahead, Sedandy, as these vines start springing up in place of the boning. Let's see. Wanda, we didn't get you to do a recovery roll when you were destroyed. Could you do that for us? It's on the top right, the recovery. Good night, Ink and Ignorance. After the okay, this is after the we've got after them. Oh boy. I would like to offer you all a GM intrusion. We've got maybe another round before we get to the finish line, so I'm not going to intrude on you all just as we go to the finish line. Not that mean.
I'll take it.
Yeah, works for me.
As close as now that I'm in front and as close we are to the finish line, I think I'll pass.
Perfect. So, Don, this won't have any effect on you. However, everyone else, we haven't seen the haunted house since the plane landed. There was no mention of them dodging or anything else.
Oh, no.
And, the sun blots out for a second. As this dragon carrying a haunted house comes down. And the haunted house is going to be placed right ahead of Yugi. As they dump the car on the ground. The car looks real beat up. But it's in third place. After that, we've got Fiona at the back there and the Chuggabug brothers. We'll keep them in the same order. Wanda, would you like to try and catch up and overtake the the Beer brothers?
Muted.
Oh, yes, I would.
That would be a difficulty-free roll, please. Only 2 points. That is so harsh. So harsh. That is a success, though. That is a success.
Oh, all right.
So you can take the Beer brothers, and you can see Femme Fatale Fiona ahead of you, speeding away. So this is going to be the last round before the finish line. So at the end of this round, this will be our finish line positions. So everything gets real, y'all. As we, once again, we're going to go through... Let's start with, at the front of the race, Donna Rubison.
Mm-hmm. I'm just going to floor it to the finish line.
Flooring it to the finish line, trying to create space between you and the Chuggabug.
Yep.
Difficulty 4 roll in, please.
Speed roll, right?
That's incorrect. That's correct, yeah.
Difficulty 4. I don't have anything to spend effort-wise. Ooh.
That is a low roll. Unfortunately, that means you cannot create any more distance. And the Chuggabug, they're going to take some of their buzzsaws and they're going to throw them at you. Can you please make me a difficulty 5 speed defense roll as they're trying to disable your car?
Alright, definitely turning ward on. And I don't have any additional speed to put into the effort, so can I use anything I can do with my XP point at this point, or is that just like your
XP will give you a reroll.
okay? I may hang on to that. So see, it's a difficulty 4.
Difficulty 4.
Okay.
That's only difficulty 2.
All right. I'll go ahead and burn that XP then.
Sure. Oh! Where are your pools at?
What?
Where are your pools at the moment?
Okay, I have Might 2, Speed 1, Intellect 9.
Ooh, okay, so it it doesn't look like you're going to be destroyed, but instead of 1d6 damage from the buzzsaw, I'm going to do 2d6. We'll see where you come out.
Okay. And the half damage is just for the planes, right? Not anything else.
Half damage is just for planes, unfortunately. So
Okay,
6
I just
damage.
want to make sure I remember correctly.
6 damage straight off the bat.
Okay.
That stops your car, right?
That puts me at 0 might, 0 speed, and let's see, 3 and 6 of intellect.
Okay, so there's a slim chance, but there's a chance you could actually be destroyed here, which would be a tragedy.
I may coast across the finish line.
Oh!
Oh,
1 point left in your intellect pool.
what? I
This-
got 1 hit point left.
Will now, as we said before, when you're impaired, it makes everything more difficult by 1 level. When you're debilitated, it stops your car. So your car stops. You're not destroyed. You don't go all the way to the back, but you are sitting at the front on the finish line as the Chuggabug brothers come right up, neck and neck past you.
I'm coasting at this point.
Coasting at this point. Yeah. So we'll see how that turns out. Right behind them, Oogie, you can see all this going on as Don's coasting towards the finish line, and it looks like the Chuggabug are going to finish in first place. Maybe.
So the dragon just landed right in front of me, correct?
It did indeed.
Okay. Hey, dragon friend. How about you give me a ride instead of the house, and I'll make you an even bigger garden with dragon fruit.
From inside, you just hear, "Remember who feeds you, Pinky." Make that persuasion roll.
Alrighty. Let's see here.
Hey,
This.
that'll do it. Binky sort of steps off of the car and picks yours up, and will carry you ahead of the horror car.
Oh. Oh no, I'm thinking like I hop on the dragon and we fly.
You can do that if you like. You can hop on the dragon
Yeah.
and fly.
Mm-hmm.
Do me an intellect defense roll.
Okay. Let's see here. Intellect defense.
Difficulty
3.
3, yeah. Difficulty 3. You know that if you pass the finish line without a car, it will not count.
Okay. Well, then I'll have him pick up my car instead.
He will take you in front of the he'll have you take you in front of the haunted house car, and right up on the Chuggabug. So it's going to be an interesting finish as the three of you battle, and this dragon carries this massive battering ram towards the finish line. After the Chuggabug, we have Sedandi.
Yes. So I look at the Chuggabug. I'm like, "Lad, enough's enough. Hats off to you." So I take off my top hat and I throw it at them. Just, "Wah."
Odd job style?
Yes.
A damaging attack, I assume.
Yes, if I can. Is that do I have to do might or intellect? How does that?
Up to you. What kind of weapon is your hat? This is entirely fantasy, so if you tell me it's a heavy weapon, I'll believe you.
I still assume it's a light weapon.
It's a light weapon, okay. So why don't you make me an attack roll there? Difficulty 4.
Before, and having training in light, does that make it 3 or?
If you click on the skill, it should do it for you.
It just says enabler.
Oh, I see. Okay. So yes, yeah. Make it difficulty 3. That's the easy way around.
3, and I will use 2 of it for this one.
Let's see. That brings it down to difficulty 1. That is a success. You hit the Chuggabug, and you can hear a lot of wailing as it seems that their car also begins to coast towards the finish line. Not destroyed, but badly injured.
Nice. Yes, get your hats. Proper headwear is very important.
Femme Fatale Fiona is going to try and overtake you. Can you make me a defense roll, difficulty 4?
Defense 4.
Just the one, Don. I'm not going to type.
Okay, no problem.
Speed,
I didn't want to interrupt the chat.
No, that's cool.
Said speed?
Speed, yes, please.
Haha.
Beats difficulty 4. She can't get around you. So Wanda, you can see Fiona trying to get around Sir Dandy, but there's no way she's going to do it. How would you like to? Would you like to try and overtake her? Kelly? Calling you by character name?
Yeah. Yes, I would like to try.
By all means. You are still impaired, so we'll make it one step harder. It's difficulty
Okay.
5 to try and get around her.
5. Difficulty 5.
Unfortunately, a 14 only beats difficulty 4. So close, BS, so far. You are right on the heels. And the Beer Brothers, the Beer Brothers are going to try and overtake you just for fun. It does make things one step harder, so it will be a difficulty 3 check, please, to try and stay ahead of the Beer Brothers. Oh, yeah, you can stay ahead of the Beer Brothers. Everyone can stay ahead of the Beer Brothers. And there is snapshots made as the finish line is crossed. The final results: Don and the Pestle and Mortar just roll over the finish line ahead of the Lumberjacks, and Oogie in third, long nose, right next to the right next to the Lumberjack car. Oogie's like still a couple of feet, like 20 feet back, but you know the nose is there. After Oogie, we have after Oogie, we have the Sir Dandy, I think. No, the horror car. No, wait. Yeah, the horror car, the haunted house car. Then Sir Dandy, then Fiona, then Wanda, and then the Beer Brothers in last. But they're happy anyway because there's a keg of beer at the end for everyone to celebrate with. And so, as the music stops in perfect time, we have some time to be winners and stuff on the podium. How do we act on the podium, Don? How does Don feel?
Well, I'm elated. I'm relieved. I can't believe even though we blew the engine there right at the very end, we were barely able to creep across. I know Wanda gave it a heck of a shot all the way through. It was in all that jazz and all that, but it was a great race overall. And I got since I don't drink, instead of a big bottle of champagne, it's a big bottle of Diet Pepsi that I shake and I spray all over everybody in celebration NASCAR style.
Yes, indeed. And when the celebrations are done, is there any of the players that you'd like to speak to?
Well, first thing I want to do is walk up to Wanda, shake her hand, and congratulate her for running a great race, and that, like I was trying to just be as close as I can and try to catch at the end. I didn't mean to totally destroy your car. As a gentleman, I just distinctly apologize for doing that to you. That was not my intent.
You may have gotten me this time, but you won't get me next time.
Well, I'll see you at the next track. And I walk up to all the other competitors and shake their hand and congratulate them all for doing a good job all the way around and just having a good old fun race out there.
So the Chuggabug brothers, they continue to work on their car. They come and get the second place thing, but they don't really understand the celebrations. They're not sure why they're doing it, but they're actually, more than anything else, they're actually mods. You know, they just want to get back and carry on working on their car. So they sort of spray the champagne or Pepsi around, and then they're like, great, there you go, here we go, done. And
I also, hey Yogi. Here's a picnic basket from Ranger Smith.
And Yogi is not working on the car. Yogi is there to shake your hand, and he just takes it and goes.
Exactly.
What else have we got? After that, in third place on the podium, how is Oogie doing?
He's sharing the podium with the dragon, as he just keeps making some dragon fruit to toss to Binky. Yes, thank you for helping me right there at the end. You're a good friend. And he offers him a friendship bracelet.
And at this point, the dragon is sort of... You can hear the haunted house. That's it, Binky! You're fired! You'll never race again!
You're hired!
As the haunted house, they're being very bitter by the side of the finish line. Fourth place is not what they wanted. They're kicking their heels. They're making anti-dragon slogans. It's gone bad in that camp. Sedandy in fifth place. How are you acting after the podium?
I'm looking at them and I'm just shaking my head like, they don't even wear spats on their shoes.
And
someone spats on my shoe once.
Spat. That's what Granddaddy did with his tobacco juice out on the farm.
So uncouth.
And Oogie, I didn't ask you, is there any player that you'd like to speak to after the race?
I'm gonna speak to Wanda. You know, there was a tricky thing you did with flower power, but I respect it.
Flowers make great confetti, don't they?
Yes, they do. and then in response, Oogie's gonna get like a big goofy grin, and he's gonna use hedge magic to just like have an explosion of flower confetti.
Get that out of here.
So much pollen, by the way.
I got Benadryl if anyone needs any.
And Sedandy. Is there anyone that Sedandy would like to speak to after the race?
Sure, he'd talk to Donna Rubinson. He was like, well played, sir, well played.
Good luck next time around. Look forward to seeing you at the next track, sir.
Yes. At least wear a tailored lab coat next time.
Well, this is the only one I got, so I mean it's all embroidered and everything, you see? Got the company logo and everything on it.
Oh my.
I even got my Diet Water sponsor on the back of it.
Oh, there's a writing on it. Oh.
Well, see, some of us have to get sponsors. We don't have our own money to spend on these things. And Diet Water's treated me well. So the Diet Water pill-powered mortar and pestle is always going to be out there.
Of course, after Sedandy, we have Femme Fatale Fiona, who's not sulking exactly. She's just, sort of looking at her car and considering. And she's sort of like looking towards Wanda, kind of not feeling sorry, but empathizing. She feels she had as much a chance in this race as anyone, and so did Wanda. And it's very unfortunate that they both ended up so far down the back. But she doesn't voice any of that. You can just get a sense. Wanda. How is Wanda after this podium?
Wanda is full on pouting, like sitting on the hood of her car, arms crossed, just kind of being a little bit feisty towards everybody else. And she's gonna look over at Fiona. What are you looking at? You didn't even have a chance. And then she's gonna, Mortimer, we need to work on some of those skills that you have.
Oh. And is there anyone that Wanda would like to speak to after the race?
Oh no.
No. Already annoyed with the people that have visited. And the last people are the Beer Brothers. The Beer Brothers honestly don't really know what's going on. They turned up. They think they've just run a marathon or something. And they're celebrating. It's not the... we took part. We did it. We completed it. And they're... They've got a keg each, and they're sharing drinks with everyone. And
I make them a field of hops.
Oh. And they just start wearing them like I forgot what they're called. Them things.
Like those
Yeah. The Hawaiian wreaths. I know there's a name for them, but I can't remember.
Alay.
Alay, thank you. I think that's what you said at first, right, Wild? And I just completely misheard you. Someone did. Anyway, and that's where we're going to leave the first race in this championship. I hope you guys had a great time.
Oh, it was a blast.
so good.
Oh, so wacky.
Well,
I have a pet dragon now.
So let's go round again. This time we'll go in reverse order. Let's talk about who we are, where we can find each other online, and what our favourite part was. We'll start this time with you, Kylie.
I'm Kylie, or Kai, whatever. I'm at Stonefly Kai on Twitter and Instagram. You can find me here Tuesdays, obviously, for this, and on Fridays you can find me at Dad Bod, and we play on Fridays on Twitch, Dad Bod D&D. And then my favorite part tonight was all of it. I think just the creativity, just whatever you want to do happens, and it's so fun. Oh, I like dropping the car in the airplane. Let's be real.
That was classic.
Oh, my heart.
Yeah. And
That was so Hanna-Barbera. It was epic.
anyone wondering as well in chat that yes, Kylie and Justin will be regular players each week. So I'm sure Justin will have a chance to get his own back. Next round we have Wild Engineer.
Yes, I'm Wild Engineer on Twitch and Twitter. On Mondays, you can find me here on Scratticus channel at 2 p.m. Eastern for Call of Cthulhu with Smaller Sam. So my favorite part was being able to use all my different accessories as weapons.
It was fantastic.
Oh, yeah, so good.
Just I love the clothing.
Next round we have our race winner for the day, Kentucky Hawkeye.
Hey, I'm Kentucky Hawkeye. You can find me with that handle on Twitch, on Twitter, and in Instagram. Tomorrow, let's see, during the week, Tuesdays, like earlier today, I had my Lego game stream. We're currently doing the Lego DC supervillains, and we've actually been raffling off character slots and building them based on how the people in the chat want them designed. Whoever wins it designs who it's going to be and all that, and then we'll be playing with that character next week. Tomorrow on Wednesdays is my Skyrim serial, where we're just about done with the adventures of Eric Rosine, the character that's more Nord than the Nords. We're in the middle of the Civil War, and we'll soon be wrapping that up and starting with a new role play, which will be Scandalon's Tale, about a Khajiit that finds himself out in the middle of nowhere in Skyrim and has to figure out how to survive. Also, tomorrow night, I'm in a short-term campaign on Other Doc's channel where we're doing his Robot Hamlet versus Robot Richard III. It's a Lady Blackbird satire, and I'm playing Sir John Falstaff there, having a ball doing that. And then Otherwise, I'm around during the day. I'm a cancer cleric, and during the evening, I'm the RPG fanboy.
Wonderful. Always a pleasure to have you, both of you as well. Thank you both. Last but most certainly not least, which I said correctly at the end of the show, Justin at Mage Hand Press. Oh, hi!
Hi. Yeah, so as Scrat said, I'm Justin, work with Mage Hand Press as the community director. And I had so much fun with this. This is my first time playing Cypher, and I had a lot of fun. I'm so excited to have a pet dragon now. Just saying, there might be some roast vulture next episode. No spoilers, but but I can't wait for the rest of this campaign. See what other kind of wacky racers we see in upcoming episodes, and how Oogie gets lost on the track next time.
Honestly, that was a delight. I think you touched on it best, Kylie. This system is so versatile that literally anything you all want to do, we can make it happen. And I'm really excited for that. I'm looking forward as well to a couple of episodes down the line when we're really into it and some of our bigger donations get triggered and stuff. Because I'm going to have a lot of fun with them.
Oh, yeah.
So, to be clear, the 50 quid donation, if you trigger that one in an episode, we'll design it so you can help me design the track for the next episode with all the things that can potentially explode and all the things that can potentially be different routes and all the other stuff. Of course, I think the last one speaks for itself. Dick Dastardly and Masterly appear, and whether they're effective or not is subjective, but they'll make an appearance. I've been working on my voices, y'all. I've been working on my voices. That is everything from us today. We're going to go ahead and we are going to go and raid. Random Tuesday, who is playing some. I'm confused then because they're also on Geek Space TV. I wasn't sure which one it was. It looks like the Geek Space TV setup, but it's Random Tuesday. We're going to go raid Random Tuesday, who's currently playing some Celestial Rangers, which sounds awesome. Do we have a war cry? Do we have anything? There must have been something.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Like that.
How about, I know Potato tried to put my nitroglycerin line out there earlier about burning with real nitro.
I quite like Michael's, actually. I'm not sure if any of us said it, but it's so like meta for hydration as well. I really like it. Let's go with it.
Go for it.
Right.
Hey, it's as long as it's diet water.
As long as let's get the raid cooling down. Thank you so much, everyone. We'll be back here at the same time next week for more wacky racing, cartoon karting. Have fun. Keep on evoking emotions. We'll see you tomorrow now for Warhammer, Star Wars, and Eden. It's a hell of a day, Wednesdays. It's a hell of a day. See you later, everyone. Bye.
All right. Bye-bye, y'all.